Hello, everybody, it's Manny SP, and last week Nintendo dropped their financial report, just like the usual, like they always do. And from the looks of it, it seems that many games have performed well, mostly and notably Pokopia and Tomodachi Life, with Pokopia selling 4 million units and Tomodachi Life almost selling 4 million. I think it's like 3.7 million they have sold. And it is nice seeing the success of these franchises. It's nice seeing the Nintendo Switch 2 having success despite the grifters and the trolls and stuff like that. So the one thing I was curious about personally was to see how Metroid was doing, notably Metroid Prime 4. Though many, and it's safe to assume the majority of fans, do hate Prime 4, I however thought it was good. Not great, but it was enjoyable. I enjoyed my time with it, but it's not up there with Prime 1. It was a good 7 out of 10. But anyways, scrolling through the report, you can see that Prime 4 isn't mentioned, meaning that it didn't cross the 1 million sales mark on either Switch 2 or Switch 1, though it was reported that it did sell 1 million, but that's with combined sales. Now, ever since this info came out, there have been a lot of doom posting and panic saying the Prime series is over and pretty much Metroid is done. And what makes matters worse is that this week we also did get a report from Mercury Steam, the developers of Metroid Dread and Samus Returns, that unfortunately they had to lay off some employees, which sucks. No one likes, getting laid off, and it sucks that even though they had success with Metroid Dread, they had to lay off their employees. And I kind of did more research, and it looks like they did release a game last year and that didn't perform well, hence why they had to lay off some of their employees. But anyways, so pretty much this week, bad news for Metroid. Now, I don't want to use the leaks/rumors as a source of information, but based on the Star Fox remake reveal we got last week, I'm highly leaning towards that the leaks were true, and they were said by Link the Hate, which he pretty much gets things right all the time. So there's been many examples. You can look them up. But yes. So honestly, why I believe the future of the Metroid series is going to lead to success during the Switch 2 generation is based on that leak. So 2 games leak from the Metroid series. Number 1, Super Metroid, and number 2, Metroid 6, which are both reportedly being developed by Mercury Steam. Now, to get the elephant out of the room, a Super Metroid remake will make a lot of fans skeptical and will mostly face a lot of criticism, as this game is considered to be one of the greatest games of all time. And a lot of Metroid fans have it as their top 1 in the top 3. I love it. It's in my top 5. Hot take, but I do love that game. I just feel like other Metroid games are better. But honestly, I'll be very excited if this does come out to be true. I'm all for it, man. But anyways, it was reported that this game won't be a full 3D remake, but a 2D pixel style, which sounds interesting because when I think of 2D pixel style nowadays, I think of the HD 2D, like the stuff Square Enix does. And if Nintendo or Mercury Steam finds a way to do something similar to that, as HD 2D is trademarked by Square Enix, that'll be honestly awesome. I could already imagine in my head Samus, she looks 2D, but the environments just look very beautiful, like the vegetation or the the lava. I could see that, and honestly, that will be a very good, unique art style. But I do feel that a Super Metroid remake will bring in new fans, and I feel like this will be a really good, not a system seller, but a very good seller on the console. Mostly because Metroidvanias are a huge genre right now. Look at Silksong, that thing sold a lot, and I feel like this game, specifically the Super Metroid remake, I honestly feel like this would be one of those budget games Nintendo's been doing. Star Fox is $50, Splatoon Raiders is $50. What's it called? Rhythm Heaven is $40, and I feel like it will be a $40 game since it is a 2D pixel style, and this will be perfect It'll honestly sell a lot because it's more on the budget side of things, and it's a Metroidvania, and it's a Metroidvania, and it's a Metroid game of the best Metroid game. So this is honestly a no brainer. This will lead to success, and a lot of people will be like, oh, this shit's cool. It's Metroid. I want to play more. So that leads to Dread. It leads to playing the Metroid Prime games, more success. And then yeah, I feel like the Super Metroid remake. I feel like Metroid's team has to be very careful not to change a lot of things. But if they do make some changes, I would honestly like to have them, add the slide and the little arm counter thing. Like the where you counter in Dread or in Samus Returns. That would be perfect. Just add those two things. Boom. Perfect Super Metroid remake. And yeah, I feel like a lot of fans pretty much will be satisfied with that. And add a boss rush mode and like a harder harder difficulty as well. And honestly, this is like a big brainer. Like, hopefully this happens. I wish they would make like an in-game randomizer. I don't know how they could do that, but that would be cool if they make like an official randomizer that you could play. Endless replayability. So you can add that. And now for Metroid 6, that's gonna be the sequel to Dread, the follow-up in the mainline. So yeah, I just honestly want to know what's going on. After Samus defeated Ravenbeak, she had that really cool ass Metroid suit, power up that she got in the end. I'm really just wondering how the story could take place. And yeah, honestly, there isn't too much to say about Metroid 6. Just make it how Dread was. That game was peak. Whatever they did with Dread, just make that with a new story, and I'm in. Now, I do want to talk about the Metroid Prime series, as it faces a lot of criticism and it's kind of like struggling, to stay afloat. Like I said, sales number wise, critical reception wise. Prime 4 did leave a sour taste in a lot of fans, mouth, and it's just like, years of anticipation, and then being developed by Retro Studios, who made the amazing Prime trilogy. It's just a very disappointment how Prime 4 turned out. But you guys there's a lot of videos out there that explain what happened during the development. Long story short, Nintendo wanted to lean more towards like the Breath of the Wild audience. So Retro Studios forcefully had to work with making it like open world-esque, adding NPCs and stuff like that, which is it's fine, but it's just not very like well made. Like Soul Valley, I hated Soul Valley. I think that I found the NPCs fine at most, but I just wish the game felt more like a Prime game, because Prime 1 honestly peak as fuck, but Prime 4 is just super linear as fuck. So it's, yeah, I understand why a lot of people didn't like it. I enjoyed my time with it. Is it a game I'll play again recently? I'll probably wait a couple years before I do a second playthrough. But yeah, honestly, if they want to make Prime peak, and hot take right here, honestly, they should lean more towards the horror element of Metroid. As honestly, it looks like a lot of people love it when Metroid goes full horror. I mean, look at Dread, look at Fusion. Metroid Prime 2 echoes. So honestly, Prime 5, just please Retro, please Nintendo, listen to our criticisms. Don't make it linear. Give us the isolation feel again, and just lean more towards horror, because horror first person, come on, a lot of people love that. So yeah, I just wanted to talk a little, quick little video on future of Metroid, my thoughts and opinions. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Just a little short video. So yeah, see you guys in the next time. Lates.